everybody, welcome to The Secret Place. This is Stephanie. So glad that you're with me. Today I have Evelyn Underhill from a book called The House of Soul. And today we're talking about some of the spiritual disciplines, going on to, as she says, think glorious thoughts of God and serve Him with a quiet mind. Well, I ask you, what, my friend, is a quiet mind? Do you know what a quiet mind is? Do you have a quiet mind? Or is your mind full of chattering and scatteredness and busy? I think that we need to talk about this today, because a quiet mind is not an unthinking mind. Some people think, oh, like, I'm just busy, I'm a thinker, right? It's a mind at rest. And none of that like nagging chatter of what you should have done and what needs to get done, all of that is gone, or it fades, it flows just ceaselessly down the stream, in other words, and your mind is quiet. That's a hard place to get to. It's a hard place to be. But even if we're a monk in a hermitage, we won't have that quiet mind if we allow it to be busy with so many thoughts. And I wanted to read you this passage that comes out of the Underhill book. Have you ever read Underhill, Evelyn Underhill? She's got a beautiful book on worship. But this one is not the House of Soul. She says, "And it is surely a fact that the more glorious and more spacious our thoughts of Him are, the greater the quietude and confidence with which we will do our work. Not controversial thought, nor narrow conventional thoughts, nor dry academic thoughts, nor anxious worried thoughts. All these bring contraction instead of expansion to our souls. And we all know that this inner sense of contraction or expansion is the unfailing test of our spiritual state." I'm not sure we all know that, Evelyn. I think many of us don't know that at all, and some of us still have just so much to learn there. But I do think she has a lot to say and important things to say. This idea of putting to rest the controversial thoughts, or the narrow conventional thoughts, the non-anxious thoughts, or the anxious thoughts, or as she called it, the dry academic thoughts. These are hard to put away. I find myself sometimes up at night because I'll wake up and I'll be in a dream, or I'll be thinking about something, pops into my head. Instead of getting right back to sleep again, I'm thinking, for me, it's not so much anxious thoughts. Thankfully, that hasn't been a big problem in my life. Not that I've never been anxious, but that's not the biggest deal. But sometimes dry academic thoughts, sometimes administrative thoughts, emails I have to return. And these things become, in her words, the nagging chatter. Not that we stop thinking about these things, but I think what she's talking about is not letting these things have dominance or allow them to dominate our mind. But how do we let that happen? Well, I think what I want to talk about today is something that is, you're going to say, you've talked about this before, Stephanie. I know, and I talk about it a lot because it's an ongoing activity. It's an ongoing exercise. It's an ongoing spiritual discipline, and that is the contemplative prayer. Sitting in a place where there is where we can be still, where there is relative silence, where there's not music going on, or a conversation in the next room, or any number of things going on, but a quiet place, and going there and practicing that, and in a disciplined way. Again, even for 10 minutes or 30 minutes or longer, as you become more comfortable with that and enjoy it more. I say enjoy it more because it's hard to enjoy it in the beginning, especially when we have that nagging chatter. And our mind is just telling us, go do this, go do that. But the more we practice that silence, the more we can bring a quiet mind to whatever else we're doing, and then make decisions that need to be made with clarity instead of feeling scattered. I'm telling you, instead of going to the doctor immediately for some kind of medication to help us slow down or help us be more calm. You know, it's worth trying contemplation, because contemplation and that prayer of silence, it leads to a contemplative life. When practiced and continue to be practiced, it leads to a rhythm in our life that is a beautiful rhythm of stability and anchor and groundedness and centeredness. I immediately know when I've been practicing this for over 30 years, so I immediately know when I am in need of some silence and in need of just stillness and solitude, because my mind starts becoming very, very active, very much with that nagging chatter that Underhill talks about. And I say that to you, I say that to you, that kind of self-disclosure there, because I don't want you to think that you're the only one who deals with this. Everyone really does. Some people are more self-aware than others. And then, I don't know, it is hard to admit. Well, I have to say this. I don't have a hard time admitting anymore that I don't have it all together, because it's been many years that I've known that. Many years that I've known that I don't have it all together. I think that I got over that in my 30s. Like, no, I don't have it all together. But still, we like to keep things organized and have clarity and have stability. And the prayer of silence, practicing contemplation, is a really big help. You know, there's different kinds of prayer. Again, we've talked about this before, but there's that vocal prayer, that kind of early stage prayer that continues on through every other stage, but it's early. It's giving voice to our prayer. It's the formal prayers. It's the Our Father, the way Jesus taught us to pray, right? And then there's the reflective prayer, the Lectio Divina, the kind of praying the scriptures, like just reading the scriptures in a prayerful way and reflecting on them. And then there's the contemplative prayer, the prayer that goes beyond reflection. It goes beyond reading and digging deeply into what that might mean prayerfully, but just coming without preconceived ideas, standing before the Lord. Here am I, Lord. Here am I. Teach me. Show me thy way. Just sitting before him. I'm here just because of you, Lord. That's a different way to pray. I'm glad you've come by today. Time to wrap up. I hope you'll come back again and leave me a comment or a question. Come back soon to The Secret Place. This is Stephanie. Until then, have a great day. Bye now.